One night, it was August, it was very hot, so my windows were open, and there was a gun shooting, a gang shooting right behind our house that evening, and a young man was killed. So we went over, sirens, the police were there, we understood the story. His brother had been killed in a gang shooting the year before. He was actually a teenager, he was 14. His girlfriend was pregnant at 13. And in that apartment, the mother's window was not very far from my bedroom window. So this woman who had lost these two young men to gang violence, she was screaming and moaning almost all night. And I couldn't sleep just because I was so upset. So at some point her screams died, but I never slept that night.
Hope Builders is a great opportunity.
The best opportunity that I have.
There's just a lot to learn here in Hope Builders.
I love everything about the program.
Personally, I found it very helpful.
Because of this program, I now believe in myself.
This is a good place to be. I want to better my life.
And then the next day I just said, we got to do something. You know, all of us had taught school. We knew how to manage organizations. We had hearts to deal with the poor. And so I said, we got to just stop. We will continue to pray. We also need to act. And that's how that sort of came into fruition. It's like, let's do this.
This is a great opportunity. This is most definitely gives you a different lifestyle. They give you the opportunity. They believe in you. They give you strength. They help you. They motivate you. And they're there with you on your struggles, 100%. Hope everyone who works for Hope Builders is committed with you.
I have been a Catholic nun for very close to 60 years. In 1992, when we'd had a lot of gang killings here in Santa Ana, I got 3 other nuns to join me and move to Santa Ana to what I would call a gang neighborhood. And it's not that we knew what to do or even had a plan to do anything. We were just reading about these killings in the paper. And so we thought we better move there and try to understand better in our hearts what's happening, because it was inconceivable to me that 17, 18, 19-year-old young men would put themselves in harm's way where they could get killed or terribly injured on the street. Orange County, California has a very high cost of living. Rent of anything is very high. It also has a lot of jobs, and it has a lot of minimum wage jobs. What we knew with these young people, they needed to, they were not highly educated. Some had not finished high school, but they had a lot going for them. They were young, they were healthy, they were bright, they spoke English, they had right-to-work documents. So we felt like with training, with good job training, we could get them in a career path. We particularly looked at in Orange County to say, what paths can they get into where they won't get stuck at a low level and stay there? One obvious one was construction, because a number of our young men have felonies. And when they come out of jail or prison, they are scared, and they ought to be. How am I going to get a job? Nobody's going to hire me. Who will hire them are construction and builders, because what they really care about is that you're there at 6 a.m. on site, that you know how to work, and that you're drug-free. And so we built a coalition of builders around us to help us grow that program. In medical education, the good thing about that is even though different jobs can be shipped to different countries, our bodies are here. So we knew that this was always going to be a growing area, and it had a career path. So if they could get a job in a clinic or wherever they might start, they were going to be around nurses, they were going to be around lab technicians, they were going to be around pulmonary therapists. They were going to learn that there are paths out of poverty. So our real intention was, how do we get, and this was 20 years ago, how do we get young people to be able to earn a living wage? We set that 20 years ago at $15 an hour, plus benefits. So we just kept working at that. And I think that was the right path. I started this program when I was 56. I would many times ask God for money and just say, I'm embarrassed to ask you this, but we need funding to keep this going. And I never knew where it was going to come from. And it kept coming. And so I remember one Christmas, this gentleman came in and just gave me a check for $100,000. And we were thinking, how are we going to start this construction program? How are we going to get property to do this? God, give me a sign. Just give me a sign, because I'm scared to move ahead. Well, when somebody hands you $100,000, this must be the sign. And just act on it, do it.
I am the executive director of Hope Builders. I have the privilege of really being the external ambassador for the organization, our mission to the community, to really share about the needs of disconnected young people who are not at work or not at school, and to help build partnerships that create opportunities for them to reach their full potential.
So as a board member, we are involved in various organizations within the overall charity. And also was really instrumental, I think, in the Anaheim expansion. A group of us were able to really help the Tyler San Jose Hope Builders staff to provide some general direction and really help with the training and the curriculum, and just really as references and support of their endeavors to go in and help out and set up in Anaheim.
So I'm the Senior Director of Strategy and Advancement. I oversee our planning for the future, our fundraising, and our communications.
I am the training supervisor for the CMA program, Clinical Medical Assistant. Been here since last year.
So I'm a support service specialist. I work with the youth one-on-one. I work with a few youth that are here. My focus mainly is on placement. So once they finish the 16-week course, checking in with them during specific time points, but also just seeing how they're doing, seeing if they need any more resources, if they want to come in, scheduling, stuff like that.
My role is I'm a support specialist. My primary functions, day-to-day job, is to meet with the trainees that are currently going through the program, that are enrolled in the program, that are here every day. I meet with each trainee 30 minutes per week.
Well, I have been fortunate to have worked with the whole organization, where I've worked with development. I've helped them with the Light Up a Life event. I mentioned tutoring. I was really involved in tutoring. And recently, I became the training supervisor for the business applications program.
I'm the construction trainer here. I've been here for 2.5 years. It's a 17-week program. My background is in construction. Been a general contractor since 1988 myself.
My name is Maria Nieto.
Riga. Gustavo Jimenez.
Brian Juarez.
Sharaf. Norma Bonilla.
Scott, this is my partner Pedro here.
You know, just we really want them to learn what we're doing and to really show them how the real world is going to be.
My family think they're happy for me, like I said, they saw me hopping from job to job, so now that they see me having a career, I'm actually interested in it, and I'm actually coming home, like my boots and stuff, like boom, this is me now, this is the new me, and this is what I want to do for my future, so they're pretty happy about it.
Because of this program, I now believe in myself, know that there's something positive out there for me.
It's amazing. I love the way people is here. We are like a family.
I look forward to coming here, just feel like more myself and enjoying myself here.
So our role is to me, it's the most important because we provide that social emotional support for them. So maybe they're just having a hard day, they just want to vent, they know they can come in and just talk to any one of us, and we're just here to listen to them.
I chose construction because I wanted to learn more about it, how houses are built, how the correct measurements.
Personally, I just want to make a positive change in people's lives, because even though I'm just by myself, I want to make the biggest change I can in the world. So even if it means saving people's life, which can help a lot of people.
Do something productive with my life. Once I got here and I was able to see all this, blew my expectations out of the water. The training that we get here is so in-depth and specific.
I think the counselors help you a lot. They guide you in the right direction, and they give you insight on what to expect and what not to expect from the program. They help you out with bus passes.
This is very, very touching to me. Last week in Anaheim, one of the young women who had graduated spoke and shared her story. The stories are all unique, and then there's a similarity in all of them about being born into poverty, into kind of a crushing poverty, what that did for their family, for their siblings who might have been in gangs, always being in a survival mode. And when I heard this young woman speak and talked about graduating from the medical careers program, getting a job in which she feels worthy and excited about doing every day, getting a decent salary, to me that is a particular grace that God gives me. I just get bathed in their gratitude.
What Untitled Chapter means to the city of Anaheim is an opportunity for our youth. We know that many of our youth get involved in things and make mistakes at a very young age. This is an opportunity for that they can redeem themselves, if you will, an opportunity, a second chance to provide for themselves and also for their families.
There are so many stories that I come to mind when I look back on the 18 years I've been here, and one in particular was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. One of our very first students, a young man named Raul, who was here when he was 18. He's already a father. He had dropped out of school, was in and out of the criminal justice system. He'd come through our high school completion program and finished that, and worked for our woodworking business and had now gone on to, advance himself, and he was working for the County of Orange. And he brought his 10-year-old son for a tour of our training facility because he wanted to show his son where their family life started. And it was here.
Thank you for just asking me to talk about something that makes me very happy.